In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make some original art using fall leaves and how to plant some garlic. Today I want to try to make a bird from dried leaves. So this is my inspiration photo and I really think this is cute. So a couple weeks ago I started collecting some leaves and I dried them in my flower press and in some old books. And this is what I started doing. I just drew like a sketch of the bird. And I started putting some of the leaves I collected on top, and I'm gonna just play with this a little bit, and if I like the design I'll take a picture of it, but I want to try to make it look more like this. I don't have any orange leaves, but I do have all the other colors. So I'm gonna show you as I go what it looks like. This is the sketch I did in pen just to get an idea of where to place the different leaves. And it's about the size that I wanted it to be, just to fit in the picture frame that I have. So when you start, just start sketching the bird. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just an idea so that you know where to place all your leaves. These are some of the leaves that I've dried. I picked them and put them in this large book. You just take, I'll show you some that I have in here. Let's see, I've taken most of them out, but I do have a few in here. So if they're big, I just put like one by itself, but usually you can fit more. And so I just put them in like that and leave them for about 2 weeks until they're dried. Or I have this flower press that I fill usually with different flowers and leaves. And then once they're dry, I put them in this container and I separate them with paper towels just so the different colors and they're just a little bit more organized that way, and that way when I want to get something I don't have to dig through and break anything. So these ones are the ones I think I'm going to use to keep working on the bird picture, and I'll show you as I work on it what it's starting to look like. This is what it's starting to look like. I'm trying to make it look a little bit more like the colors in that picture. So it's kind of what it's going to look like, I think. So I'll keep working and I'll show you what it looks like as I go. I'll take a picture of this before I take these off so that I don't forget what it's going to look like. I think I'm happy with how this looks, so I'm going to get my picture frame and I'm going to cut a piece of white paper that fits to it, and I'm going to start gluing the leaves on so it looks similar to this. I'll take a picture of this before I take these off so that I don't forget what it's going to look like. Here's my frame that I'm going to use. I took it apart and I took the cardboard that's on the back, and I'm just going to take that and I'm going to trace around it, and then I'm going to cut that out, and that's what I'm going to use to glue my leaves for my bird onto. This is how it looks on the paper before I glued it down. I'm going to start gluing it down now. And I changed it a little bit, but I kind of like how it looks a little bit more like leaves on the tail. So I'm going to start gluing it and I'll show you how I do that. So I'm using this glue because it says you can use it on paper. I don't have any other glue, but clear glue would be best, but I just need a little bit, so it doesn't really matter. And then I just use a little paintbrush, and when I put the leaves on, I just put a tiny bit of glue on the back and then set the leaf down. You have to work a little bit quick though, because as I'm looking at my picture back and forth, and it keeps wanting to, my phone keeps wanting to turn off, but I'm just about done. I just have to add the green leaves on the bottom, and then I think I'm going to use brown colored pencil for the beak and for the legs, and then a little maybe dried flower in his beak. So I'll show you what that looks like. I just added the beak and the feet with some brown magic marker. I didn't have any colored pencil, so I drew it in with pencil first, and then I drew the marker on top. So this is what mine looks like. I'm going to add the eye and the little flower in the beak and This was the original one again. So mine is definitely different, but I still like how it turned out. This is what it looks like all finished. I'm going to put it in my frame now. This is what it looks like all finished and in the frame. So it's an easy way to make some original art with leaves, dried leaves, and even flowers if you have any dried flowers. Let me know in the comments if this is something you would try. These are the cloves of garlic that I'm going to separate, and I'm going to pick the largest ones, leaving the skin on, and I'm going to plant them in my garden now. It's October, and then by June of next year I'll have big bulbs of garlic. So these are the cloves that I have. There's 16. I'm going to plant them and see how much room I have left. I might plant more later, but I'll start with these. So I found a little spot at the edge of my garden that I just dug up a little bit, fluffed up the soil, and I used this little tool that I have to make a little kind of like a hole, and then I put the first one in. You want to put the garlic clove so that the point is up, buried about 6 inches down, and then once I do all that, I'll show you, and then we'll cover them up. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you how I do another one. Just try to separate them like 6 inches apart and go down 6 inches. And then you take, here's the garlic, take it, and you don't want it to be this part up, you want it to be this part. Like that. So I have 16 cloves of garlic that I've buried here in these holes that are about 6 inches deep and about 6 inches apart. And now I'm going to bury them, and I might even put another row. I'm not sure. But I'm excited because hopefully by June we'll have 16 bulbs of garlic. So just slightly cover them with the dirt and just press it down. Just do that all the way down.